Maintaining cast iron cookware is easier than you think. With just a little care, you can keep these utensils rust-free and in perfect condition. After cooking, it's important to clean and dry them properly. Ensuring your cookware remains dry is the key to avoiding rust. Here, you can see my collection of beautifully maintained cast iron utensils. I store all my cast iron cookware neatly in a rack located below my oven. Let me show you one of my favorites, a 9-inch, 2 kilograms cast iron kadai. It's perfect for cooking a variety of dishes, and I often use it to roast makhana. This kadai is a real workhorse in my kitchen, and its durability makes it ideal for daily use. This kadai is also perfect for preparing deep-fried foods like puris and vadai. Let me explain how these wonderful cookware pieces are made. First, iron is melted and poured into molds to create the desired shape. Once the cookware is ready, it undergoes a process called seasoning. Pre-seasoned cookware, like this kadai, is coated with oil on its surface and heated until it smokes. This creates a protective layer that enhances its usability. This oil layer forms a natural coating on the cookware, giving it a deep black color. In reality, cast iron utensils are usually gray in color, but the oil coating darkens them over time. You can notice the difference between the cooking area and the handle of this kadai. The handle appears darker, while the cooking surface has a mix of black and gray shades. This is a sign of a well-maintained kadai. Unlike non-stick cookware, where changes in color might indicate harmful Teflon mixing with food, any color variation in cast iron is harmless. It's simply the oil layer that develops naturally. However, care must be taken while cooking. Using less oil, rough spatulas, or abrasive scrubbers can damage the seasoning. The protective oil layer can easily wear off if not handled properly. If your kadai loses its seasoning, you can re-season it at home. Just coat it generously with oil, heat it until it smokes, or bake it in an oven at high temperatures for an hour. This process restores its protective coating and makes it just like the pre-seasoned cookware you buy from a store. Once you start using cast iron cookware, you'll love its versatility and durability, whether it's seasoned or not. Next, let me show you my 10.5-inch cast iron skillet, weighing 2.5 kg. This versatile skillet is perfect for cooking vegetable stir-fries, chicken fry, or even a full grill using an oven. You can use it both on the stove and in the oven. A common question people have is whether acidic foods like lemon, tomato, or curd can be cooked in iron cookware. The answer is yes, they can. When you cook lemon or tomato in iron cookware, the acid reacts with the iron, adding some of it to your food, which is beneficial for your health. However, there's a catch. If you overcook foods like tomato or lemon, the excess reaction with iron can alter the taste and color of the food. Research shows that boiling tomato sauce in an oil-seasoned iron cookware for over 30 minutes breaks down the seasoning, leading to noticeable changes in the flavor and color. For unseasoned cookware, this reaction starts much earlier, around 15 to 20 minutes. That's why I avoid cooking tamarind-based dishes or recipes with a large quantity of tomatoes in iron cookware. For example, dishes like tomato gravy or chutney are better cooked in a different vessel. On the other hand, I do cook chicken gravy or okra stir-fry since they use only a small amount of tomato and require less cooking time, under 20 minutes. A tip for all iron cookware users: always transfer the food to another vessel immediately after cooking. This helps maintain the taste and color of the dish. Now, let's talk about this 8-inch cast iron skillet, which weighs around 1.5 kilograms. This is ideal for preparing smaller portions, like vegetable stir-fries. Potato poriyal, sweet potato poriyal, and even dried fish stir-fry, karuvadu poriyal, turn out wonderfully in the skillet. This particular skillet has been with me for 4 years and has never been washed with soap. As you can see, it still looks great. Wondering how to clean cast iron cookware without soap? Stay tuned, I'll share the tip soon. Next, let me show you a 2 kilograms cast iron appam chatti. You'll notice a difference in color between the inner and outer surfaces. The inner cooking area is black due to the oil seasoning, while the outer surface is gray as it's not seasoned. Appam chattis typically have a curved bottom, which works well with gas stoves but not with coil stoves. This flat-bottomed appam chatti, however, is perfect for all types of stoves, gas, coil, and even induction. It takes around 5 to 10 minutes to heat up, but once it reaches a high temperature, it cooks evenly and efficiently. Whether it's making fluffy appams or other dishes, this appam chatti is a must-have in any kitchen. Now, let me show you my cast iron 9 pits paniyaram pan. As I take it out from the rack, you'll also see an Indolium paniyaram pan. One major drawback of using the Indolium pan is the difficulty in cleaning it, especially when oil sticks to its surface, which can be quite a hassle to remove. On the other hand, this cast iron paniyaram pan is far more convenient. It's flat in shape, weighs around 3 kilograms, and works perfectly on all types of stoves, gas, coil, and induction. Its durability and versatility make it a great choice for any kitchen. Next, let's talk about my 10.5-inch cast iron griddle. It's a must-have for cooking enthusiasts. And if you are looking to buy all kinds of iron and cast iron cookware, you can visit our online store at sentimentalshop.in and explore our wide range of products. Now, here's an important tip. It's best to use separate dosa tawas for making dosas and chapatis. Why? If you use the same tawa for both, you might notice that it becomes sticky over time. For dosa, I usually leave the tawa as it is after cooking without washing it immediately. The oil applied during dosa preparation remains on the tawa, acting as a natural coating. When I'm ready to use it again, I simply rinse it with water, heat it up, apply a layer of oil, and rub an onion over the surface. This ensures the dosa won't stick and gives perfect results every time. If you are cooking egg-based dishes like egg dosa or omelets, here's an extra step to maintain your tawa. After cooking, apply some dosa batter to the surface, wash it well, heat it up, and apply oil all over. Wondering why you need to use dosa batter for cleaning? It helps to neutralize any odors and removes leftover egg residue, keeping your tawa fresh and ready for the next use. That's a glimpse of most of the cast iron cookware I use regularly. Each piece has its unique use, and with proper care, they last a lifetime. Now, let me walk you through how I maintain these utensils step by step to keep them in top condition. Here's my small-sized iron kadai, in which I've just cooked karuvatu poriyal. As I mentioned earlier, it's very important to transfer the food to another vessel immediately after cooking in iron cookware. So now, I'm transferring the poriyal to another dish. Since this kadai is well seasoned, you can see that there's no food sticking to the surface, and nothing has burned either. Now, let's talk about cleaning this kadai without using soap. Notice that there aren't many food particles stuck to the surface. Even just rubbing it lightly with my hand is enough to remove the residues. So, the first step is to rinse the kadai with water and gently rub it with your hand. No scrubbing tools are needed. At this point, the kadai might look clean, but the oiliness and the strong smell of karuvatu still linger. Instead of soap, we'll use natural powders like kadala mavu, gram flour, arisi mavu, rice flour, or corn flour. Why avoid soap for iron cookware? Here's why soap isn't ideal for cleaning iron cookware. Iron cookware has tiny pores on its surface. When you use soap, the chemicals in it can seep into these pores and stay there. The next time you cook, these chemicals may mix with your food, which can be harmful to your health. Natural powders, on the other hand, effectively clean the cookware and remove dirt and residues from these pores without leaving behind any harmful substances. To clean this kadai, I'm using corn flour powder. Sprinkle the powder all over the surface and rub it gently with your hand, no need for a scrubber. The natural resin-like properties in these powders work to remove dirt, oiliness, and odors, even from the hidden pores. After rubbing the powder thoroughly, add a small amount of water to form a paste and rub it across the surface again. Since the smell of karuvatu is quite strong, one round of cleaning may not be enough. Repeat the process one more time, rub with powder, rinse, and wash again. Now the kadai is completely clean, and there's no lingering smell. Once the cleaning is done, don't store the kadai immediately. Any moisture left on the surface can lead to rust. First, heat the kadai on the stove to evaporate all the water, including any trapped in the pores. Even wiping with a tissue won't remove all the moisture. Heating is essential. Once the kadai is dry and slightly cool, pour a little cooking oil into it. Using a cotton cloth or tissue, Spread the oil evenly over the entire surface, inside, outside, handles, and bottom. Ensure that no area is left uncovered. This layer of oil prevents rust and keeps the kadai in good condition. Store the kadai in a dry, moisture-free area, and it'll last a lifetime. When you use the kadai next time, you can either rinse it with water and start cooking or directly apply a little oil before use. Proper care like this ensures your kadai remains rust-free and maintains its quality for years. Difference between soap and natural powders. Here's a noticeable difference. After wiping the kadai with oil, check the tissue. You'll only see traces of oil and no black residue. However, if you wash the kadai with soap and then wipe it, you'll notice black stains on the tissue. This highlights how natural powders clean the kadai without damaging it, unlike soap. Handling burned or stuck food. Now, let's talk about a common issue. What if food sticks heavily to the kadai or gets burned? Don't worry, you can still clean it without soap or scrubbers. Add some water to the kadai and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, but not longer, as this can cause rust. After soaking, use your hands to gently rub off the stuck food. Avoid using your nails, just your hands are enough. Once most of the residue is gone, sprinkle dry powder on the remaining stubborn spots and rub it in. Then, add a little water to make a paste and scrub the surface thoroughly. Finally, rinse the kadai well with water, and you'll see it's back to its original condition. Just like before, don't forget to heat the kadai after cleaning to remove all moisture. Once it's dry, apply a layer of oil over the entire surface to prevent rust. Even heavily burned kadais can be restored to good condition with this method. Taking care of your iron cookware with these simple steps ensures it remains in perfect shape, free from rust, and ready to use for years to come.